Welcome back to Compleat Magic. I'm Evan, and this is our top 10 list of best cards for Commander from Dominaria United. Let's get into it. And at number 10, we have Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Sheoldred is a 4-drop, 4/5 with Death Touch that says whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. So this is a pretty strong effect, and it's passive, so just worst case scenario, you throw this down, one turn around the table, everyone draws 1 card, which is probably not going to happen, and you basically get a 4 life spread from each of your opponents just for doing nothing. So this is going to be really strong in decks that like forcing your opponents to draw, using wheel effects and things like that. Pretty cool. And in the 9th spot, we have Robaran Mercenaries. It's a 3/4 with Vigilance that costs 4, and it has all activated abilities of all legendary creatures you control. So this is an auto-include in any legendary matters kind of decks, and also should probably be considered for any deck where the commander has white in its mana cost and has an activated ability. I'm thinking about Sisay, maybe Atla Palani, being able to copy those effects and also have it on a 3/4 with Vigilance body. Yeah, that's strong. And at number 8, we have Defiler of Dreams. This is the blue version of the Defiler series, so there's one of each color. It's a 4/3 flyer that costs 5, and essentially turns all of your blue permanent spells into the ability to pay with Phyrexian mana, so pay with those blue pips with 2 life instead. But the best ability is the bottom one that says whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, draw a card. So this is going to be great in those decks where you're trying to put down a bunch of blue permanents anyways, and just keep drawing cards and keep that engine moving. And next up we have Gerrard's Hourglass Pendant. It's a 1-drop legendary artifact that has flash, and when it comes down it says if a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. So that ability is going to be specific for your pod. If you have that one person who loves taking extra turns, this might be cool to include just to stifle some of their fun. But the bottom ability is the strong part. It's you pay 4, tap it and exile the pendant to return to the battlefield, tap all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. So you're going to be able to do some shenanigans, sacking creatures, artifacts, or whatever, and then bring it all back. Or this could be used to help save all your stuff from a board wipe. And at number 6, we have Aether Channeler. It's a 2/1 human wizard, and when it enters the battlefield, you can choose one. You can make a 1/1 white flying bird. You can return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or draw a card. So minimum value with this thing is just getting one of these triggered effects when it comes onto the battlefield, which is okay. But if you have any way to double the effect or continually bounce or flicker Aether Channeler, that's when you can really start doing some broken things. And at number 5, we have the Phasing of Zhalfir. This is an enchantment saga with 3 chapters and has a read ahead ability where you can choose a chapter and start with that many lore counters, so you can essentially skip ahead. And the first 2 chapters say you can give something phasing or phase it out for as long as you have this card. So you can protect one of your things or temporarily get rid of something on the board. And then the bottom part, chapter 3, says destroy all creatures. That's right, we got a blue board wipe here. A blue board wipe for 4 that just straight up destroys all creatures and makes a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token for each creature destroyed. So that's incredible in itself. You can skip straight to the 3rd chapter if you want, or you can start in chapter 1 or 2. And in the 4th spot, we have Serra Paragon, a 3/4 flyer for 4 that essentially lets you play lands or cheap permanents from your graveyard each turn. And then when they die, you exile it and you gain 2 life. So this is incredible because you can replay your fetch lands. You can replay your creatures that everyone killed, so they come back for more. It does exile them once they die again, but you get 2 life, which could be very powerful in a life gain deck, because that'll allow you to just keep playing things, gaining life, and adding to that life gain synergy. And next up we have Defiler of Vigor. It's a 6/6 trampler for 5, Phyrexian Worm, that basically gives all your green permanents the ability to pay with Phyrexian mana, and then whenever you cast a green permanent spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So this card is going to be absolutely busted in any deck that has a lot of green creature spells coming into the battlefield. I imagine being able to put this into an elf deck, cast Defiler of Vigor, and then cast 3 straight mana dorks by just paying life, and then put +1/+1 counter on each elf. That's incredible. So definitely going to want to look out for this. It's going to be a powerful card for a long time to come. And in our second spot, we have Plaza of Heroes. It's a land that can tap for 1 color, so no matter what, but you can also tap it for 1 mana of any color to cast your commander or any other legendary spell. And then once you have your commander out, it's essentially a command tower. It can tap for 1 mana of any color. But the most powerful part of this card is the bottom. It says, pay 3 and tap and exile Plaza of Heroes. Target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible. So this is a way for you to protect your commander from the land spot that can also essentially tap for any color if you're trying to cast your commander or if you have your commander out. Very powerful, and I'm going to be putting it in a lot of my decks. Before we get to our number 1, let's go over some honorable mentions. There was a full set of Lord creatures that was unleashed, 1 of each color, that each give its specific tribe +1/+1 to those creatures and has a cool extra effect. Each of these is pretty strong. I think the white one is noticeably weaker than the other ones, but I'm looking at Leaf Crown Visionary and thinking this is a huge upgrade for any elf deck. Lets you draw cards and pump them up for just 2 CMC. Pretty powerful. And in our top spot, we have Silverback Elder. It's a 5-drop, 5/7 Ape Shaman that has multiple trigger effects when you cast a creature or spell. You can only choose 1. You can either destroy target artifact enchantment, you can sift through your library to get a land and slap it on the battlefield, or you can gain 4 life. So very versatile depending on where you're at in the game. If you need lands, it can get you lands. It can destroy things if you need to, or if you just need to gain some life and get your life total so high that people can't kill you, it can do that too. And because of that, we're putting it at our top spot. This ape is insane. So there we have it. Let us know what you think of our top 10. There's a lot of amazing cards in this set. And we also encourage you to check out our new Patreon page, patreon.com/Compleat Magic. We got a lot of cool stuff going on there, and we like giving away cards to you guys. So definitely go check it out if you want. Until next time.